Living a Healthy Life with your hosts, Ipek and Craig. The show which explores simple things we can do to feel better today than we did yesterday.
Bringing you the most up-to-date information is our mission. Each week, we'll explore different ways to make today the best day of your life.
With me as always is my beautiful bride, Ipek, and my name is Craig. It's all happening this week on Living a Healthy Life. That's right, we are back. Welcome to another episode of Living a Healthy Life. As always, my name is Craig and I'm here with my beautiful bride, Ipek.
Hi, everyone.
Today's a very exciting show for us. As you know, we're two of the most excitable people on the planet.
That's right.
And we're excited. We're sitting actually in Florida as we record this episode. And we're sitting at my grandfather's desk where he wrote and would be on his computer, often corresponding with me and the rest of our family. My grandfather transitioned early this morning, and we're happy to be here with family and to honor him and to honor the life that he lived. He's survived by all of us, and it is with great love and gratitude that we're here with the rest of the family. It's just amazing.
Yeah, he was a wonderful man and just had so much love and knowledge and wisdom to share with everybody that came into his energetic field. And
in a lot of ways, this show is a tribute to him and always has been a tribute to him. We're 10 episodes in, this being our 10th episode.
Yay!
But part of me that I know is my grandfather is his ability to talk to anyone and everyone on a regular basis. And he would share his knowledge and he would shine his light onto everyone with this happy-go-lucky, excited to be present in the moment and excited to be there talking to you. Just like each and every week, Ipek and I are on this radio show, excited to talk to you and very much looking forward to that. So this and every episode is for you, Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa, we love you.
That's right. Today, we're going to talk about something that Grandpa used to love. Papa Irving loved his essential oils. He would use his frankincense on a daily basis.
Yep.
He would take naps with his diffuser running. And that's what today's all about, isn't it?
It sure is.
Today's going to be a nice overview of essential oils and why they're such a prominent part of our lives and why they're so important to us and why we think they should be in everyone's lives. And we're going to talk about a couple different ways that you can use essential oils. We're going to talk about why they're so important and how they work, where they come from, why they're so effective, how you can use them. We're going to talk about why we chose doTERRA, which is a brand of essential oils. There are a couple brands out there that we would recommend, but we really hunkered down behind doTERRA for a variety of different reasons. And we're going to talk about a couple of those today. And we're also going to talk about kind of the 6 main oils that we use on a regular basis. However, there are more.
Sure.
And we'll probably do future episodes to dive into another series of essential oils that we use on a regular basis. And I think we'll start with a lot of what you've already heard, which is kind of our story and why living a healthy life is so important to us and why it's so important that we share that with our audience and we continue to share that and really memorialize that on this podcast and on this radio show.
Yeah.
And it really started at its core with, it started with gluten and it started with organics and GMOs, which we've already talked about. But as we progress forward in that story, as we continue to maintain and control our 3 environments, what we put in our mouths, what we put on our skin, and what we keep in the air around us,
correlates directly to how we use essential oils today.
That's right. It's those same 3 environments which we're going to share with you today about how we can use essential oils. Particularly interesting, right? That Sunday morning when we decided that gluten was out and organics was in.
Yep.
and genetically modified organisms were out. It was like, what are we going to do for deodorant? What are we going to do for perfume and cologne? And essential oils were that solution for us.
Yep.
Not realizing the medicinal impact, right? We just got involved using those essential oils because we liked the way they smelled.
For aromatic purposes, yeah.
That's right. Now, we use, I don't know, do you remember what number 2? You remember what number 2 was, right?
I remember number 2.
So that particular day, what we're referring to is Ipek sat down and she made three different mixes of essential oils.
Sitting around playing with some oils.
Right? Just kind of coming up with different scents and smells. And I fell in love with number 2. And I would carry it around in this little bottle. And I would put it on daily. And I used to love wearing it while I got my work done and when I was doing emails.
And it was number 2 because I made 3 mixes, like you said.
That's right.
And just needed a number.
Ultimately, it was peppermint and wild orange.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about peppermint today.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about wild orange yet. However, these 2 oils together are very uplifting. They're very calming. They allow to increase alertness, and it just kind of jumps me into gear, like I'm ready to get it done.
And it was like it was magnetic. People would always comment like, "What are you wearing?" You give them a hug, and they just wanted to know the name of your expensive perfume that you bought at the department store, and you're like, "Oh, it's just essential oils my wife made." Number 2.
This is number 2, and I'd show him the bottle. I would show him the bottle. It wasn't until shortly, I would say, not even shortly. It was a couple of years before we started to recognize and appreciate the medicinal purpose of the oils and their value, that we truly had an apothecary, that we truly had almost like a medicine cabinet's worth of medicine. And I'm not here to tell you that essential oils are the silver bullet. I'm not here to tell you that it's, the end-all solution.
Or that they're a cure.
That they are not. Essential oils are merely an empowering agent that give our bodies the room they need to heal themselves.
Yeah, the ability.
The ability to overcome or change the way we're feeling.
Yeah.
And they're a really powerful tool with that in mind. Yeah. But again, not the end all. They are simply a tool that helps us to feel better. And we're going to learn why today as we kind of go through this little introduction that we've presented for you. So why don't we start with kind of what are essential oils? Ipek, you can kind of kick us off here.
Yeah, let's
and then
do that.
We'll integrate in a couple different oils as an example.
Yep.
And we'll take a break here in the middle, but yeah, let's kick it off.
All right. Okay, so what are essential oils? Essential oils are nature's defense mechanism for plants and cells. They're the natural aromatic compounds found in the seeds, bark, stems, roots, flowers, and other parts of the plant. They are very highly concentrated, about 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herbs. To give you an example of this, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. This is a big number.
So powerful, right? So again, highly concentrated, 50 to 70 times more powerful than their herb. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is 28 cups. Yeah. Why would we want 28 cups of peppermint tea? And would we be able to sit down and drink 28 cups of peppermint tea?
That might be a little difficult. No. So we like to do the 1 drop of peppermint essential oil.
Taking a hit of peppermint.
And what it ultimately does is that it promotes healthy respiratory function and it clears the breathing channels. It promotes digestive health, and we use peppermint on a daily basis. It just gives us a nice perk, lift me up. On a hot summer's day, you can put a drop and put it on the back of your neck. It gives you an instant cooling effect. You can also use it, diffuse it in the air when you're feeling fatigued or you have low energy. It's a nice pick-me-up.
Instantaneous pick-me-up that hits.
And it's all natural.
And it hits right away.
Oh, yeah.
That when it hits the back of your throat, it opens up your respiratory.
So powerful.
It's really powerful on the sinuses. If you're a little congested or clogged, really opens up those breathing canals. Very, very powerful. We're going to come back in just a moment. And when we do, we're going to talk about why essential oils are so effective and how to use them. We'll be back. HealingOils.love is the place for doTERRA certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils.
Essential oils have been used throughout history in many cultures for their medicinal and therapeutic benefits. Learn about how you can use essential oils every day to maintain a healthy lifestyle and keep your family operating at its highest potential.
Join our communities on Facebook and Instagram at HealingOils.love for tips and recommendations on how you can begin using doTERRA essential oils today. And we are back.
Yes, we are. And we're talking about essential oils.
That's right. This is Living a Healthy Life. And if you're just joining us, essential oils, it's what it's all about. We started with a brief introduction. We're going to get into why they're so effective. We're going to tell and share with you a few different ways that you can use them. And of course, we're going to talk about some specifics on these essential oils as well.
That's right.
İpek, why are essential oils so effective?
Well, essential oils, they work on a cellular level and they protect the cells. Essential oils are nutrients that penetrate the cell membrane. And a unique chemical structure allows oils to pass directly through the skin for immediate systemic response to topical application.
That's right. So powerful they are.
Yeah. As a reminder, we had mentioned before the break, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea.
That's right. 50 to 70 times more powerful than their herbal counterpart. So peppermint herb, you need 28 cups of peppermint tea for 1 drop of peppermint essential oil. So they are highly concentrated and very powerful. When you couple that with a company like doTERRA or any other company that's committed to a therapeutic grade oil, we're going to talk about what that means here in about 10 minutes. You have a tool in your tool belt, right? You have a very powerful plant-based medicine that if you know the right oil to use for the right application, you have some very powerful potential in front of you, right?
That's right.
So we're going to talk about Melaleuca, and our Melaleuca that we talk about from doTERRA is sourced from Australia. And Melaleuca is more commonly known as tea tree oil, and you see it in quite a bit of products out there. You can add a drop of Melaleuca to shampoo to nourish the scalp. It's renowned for its cleansing and rejuvenating effect on the skin. And of course, it protects against environmental and seasonal threats as well. Melaleuca is phenomenal in the mouth. It can be used for canker sores. It can be used on all types of different symptoms that you get as kind of a first line of defense. Again, as we said before the show, these essential oils are not end all. They're not a silver bullet. They are simply a tool we have to help our bodies gain the support they need to heal themselves. And it's a very powerful approach to that of, if you would, conventional medicine, right?
Over the counter that you can buy at your local pharmacy.
We're giving our bodies the ability to heal themselves and empowering our bodies to do so.
That's right.
So how do you use essential oils? There are 3 main ways that you use essential oils, and we're going to drop into each one individually, but generally speaking, it's aromatically, topically, and internally. And as we mentioned in the opening, let's draw those parallels to the 3 different environments that we control. Internally is what we put in our mouth, topically is what we put on our skin, and aromatically is what we keep in the air around us. This was like mind-blowing to İpek and I when we had conversations with friends about these 3 different areas. And then of course we get involved in essential oils to the extent and the depth that we are. And we begin educating and teaching people. And as we're piecing together what we want to share with people, this light bulb went off. And it was like this major aha moment and really, really powerful. 3 different ways that we can use them. So let's jump into aromatically.
Sure. So aromatically, we can inhale the essential oil directly, either from the bottle, or you can also put it on your hand and cup your face and take several deep inhales. You can also use it in a diffuser. Diffusers are amazing. We have a diffuser in every room of our home. And
our cars.
And our cars, yeah.
But we're dedicated.
We are very dedicated.
You can start with one diffuser. Or not even with a diffuser, just simply putting a drop in your hands. And we'll get into that on a later podcast.
So, aromatically, what you breathe also affects your mood. This is so important. The olfactory system in our brain is so powerful. It also cleans the air and supports breathing.
So what you breathe affects your mood. Let's just touch on that real briefly because we got into that. What you smell, right? Think back to a time in your life when you have a distinct smell. Like if your mom or somebody in your family used lavender on your pillow as a kid, or for me, it's fresh squeezed orange juice. My mom used to fresh squeeze orange juice in the morning, and I remember that smell. It perked me up, it woke me up. And when I smell wild orange essential oil, it immediately takes me back to running into the kitchen as a kid and how I felt emotionally. So what you breathe affects your mood. It can perk you up, it can pick you up, and it can change the way you feel. While of course at the same time, we're cleansing the air and we're supporting breathing, right? Obviously, if you're using an essential oil aromatically, you're also supporting your breathing. And let's talk about an essential oil that we use aromatically, and that is Breathe. Breathe, the doTERRA brand Breathe blend, promotes feeling of easy breathing. Right? It opens up the respiratory function, and peppermint is one of the oils that can be found in this blend. You can diffuse it at night for healthy and restful breathing. You can apply 2 to 3 drops on your chest or the bottom of your feet as needed for a soothing sensation. I can tell you that I used Breathe on the bottom of my mom's foot when she was down with pneumonia, and we used this to help open up her breathing canal and allow her body to absorb more oxygen, and it worked beautifully. Yeah. Absolutely beautifully.
Yeah. I would also recommend the Breathe oil along with the Melaleuca, which we mentioned earlier, for any sort of allergies, any sort of sinus issues. It just opens up those sinuses and the breathing ways. It's fantastic. I also use Breathe. When we flew out to Florida in the airplane, the congested air in airplanes sometimes gets to me. So I like to do a couple of drops of Breathe and inhale deeply. It really helps.
Let's talk about topically.
Topical.
So powerful. These essential oils are so powerful. We're going to talk about dilution in a moment, but 1 drop of essential oil can service every cell in your body. That's right, 1 drop every cell in your body. From the bottom of your feet, it nourishes your bloodstream within 30 seconds. You can apply this to your feet, ears, chest, the back of your neck, your head, or any particular troubled area. For sensitivity, you can dilute it with fractionated coconut oil. Dilution is a very interesting thing, and you can dilute with any carrier oil you'd like. Sesame oil, almond oil, jojoba oil. There are so many different essential oils that you can utilize. We happen to really enjoy fractionated coconut oil. Very simply put, fractionated coconut oil has been stripped of its long-chain triglycerides, which is the only difference between that and the organic coconut oil that you would buy in the store. Once it's removed, it is liquid at room temperature and it no longer smells like coconut. So what you're left with is a phenomenal oil that is liquid at room temperature and doesn't smell like coconut. This becomes really, really wonderful. I also wanted to add just about Breathe before we go back to that. I want to tell you what's in it because it's such a powerful blend of essential oils. Laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca leaf, lemon peel, ravensara, and cardamom seed. Very, very powerful what's in that blend. Any one of those oils by themselves, great for your respiratory, great for your sinuses. However, when they're blended together in this particular blend, it's really, really wonderful. Okay, back to topically. So we were talking about dilution and we were talking about for sensitivity, dilute with fractionated coconut oil. Dilution is something that happens on a regular basis. We've already talked about aromatically, and something that you'll see people often do is put a drop of oil into the palm of their hand, spread it out, and then take a nice deep inhale. At that point, 2 things are happening. It's actually double the dilution. You're putting it on your hands and inhaling it, and it's diluting into the air, and then it's also diluting, some's going into your skin and some is being evaporated. So it becomes kind of that double. When you put it into a diffuser, then you're diluting it into the water and then diluting it into the air once again. There's a lot of power in dilution, generally speaking. When you dilute oil and apply it to your body, the diluted oil will penetrate deeper and linger longer in that particular troubled area. So as you can see, the 3 different ways to use essential oils, aromatically, topically, and we're going to talk about internally in just a moment. And then when you layer on to dilute or not to dilute, right, especially depending on your sensitivity, you start to get into different concentrations of an already concentrated product, right? So if I dilute the oil, it's going to stay in that particular area and penetrate deeper. Is that the intended effect? Or do I want it to dissipate through to my bloodstream and to the rest of my body quite faster, right? And there's different answers to that question. There is no one answer to that question.
Yeah, that's right. And continuing on with the topical application of essential oils, doTERRA makes a blend called Deep Blue, and it is a very powerful mix of wintergreen leaf, camphor bark, peppermint plant, blue tansy flower, blue chamomile flower, helichrysum flower, and osmanthus flower essential oil. It is a very interesting blend. It is used to apply to muscles and joints. You can apply it before or after exercising, and it's also great for deep tissue massage. It comes in, you can get just the oil itself. It comes in a roller bottle that you can apply, carry the roller bottle with you in your purse for easy application. It also comes in a deep blue rub, which is through like a lotion. We absolutely love our Deep Blue blend and have it with us at all times.
I pretty much use it every day.
We do.
Any ache and pain, anytime I have anything going on in my body, I think the first thing I reach for is Deep Blue essential oil. And there's a number that we have in our arsenal, but this is kind of the first general
for
one
those
that we
sore
go
muscles
to
and
start
joints.
and see where it starts from there. So topically is a very powerful way to use it. We pretty much left the most powerful for last, right? Internally.
That's right.
Before we get into internally, though, I want to make sure that everybody understands something that's very, very important. And that is not all essential oils are created equal. In fact, the largest purchaser of essential oils is the beauty and perfume industry. And oftentimes those companies or the companies within those industries are going for quantity, not quality. And there's a big difference. It might smell like peppermint. However, it might not have the chemical constituents, the specific individual chemical constituents that give it the therapeutic impact of peppermint. Right. It might just have the aroma of peppermint. And that is so important. We're going to talk about this a little bit more when we say why doTERRA essential oils. However, to find a company that is committed to the therapeutic grade essential oil becomes very important, because if I have 2 peppermint plants that grew up right next to each other in the same time in the same space, given the same water and the same external fertilizer, that sort of thing, depending on when you harvest that peppermint will depend upon its chemical constituents. If I were to harvest it at 9 in the morning versus 9 at night, it would have a different chemical constituency. Still the same peppermint, still called peppermint, probably will smell like peppermint. However, the therapeutic impact of that particular peppermint would vary from one to the other. Therefore, it's really important that you align yourself with a company that's committed to excellence and committed to consistency, batch to batch and oil to oil. Very, very important. Not all essential oils can be used topically, directly on your skin. Not all essential oils can be used internally. But I can tell you that doTERRA essential oils, for me personally, and it's different from person to person, I can use them directly on my skin. I dilute when needed, based on what I just shared with you. I do use them internally, but not all essential oils can be used internally at that. So it's very important that you have a firm understanding of what oils and how you're using them. I will tell you that of the 3 different ways that you can use essential oils, aromatically, topically, and internally, aromatically is probably the most generally and most often used. Topically is reserved for things even more acute than aromatically. And internally, I save for the most acute of issues. It's the most powerful, it's the most concentrated, and it's something that I use very, very carefully. There are specific times when using it internally is important, and I want to make sure that you understand the gravity of its use internally. These are very, very powerful essential oils and very, very powerful medicines when used in that manner. So tell us about how we use this internally.
Yeah, so one of the blends that we really enjoy using internally is called On Guard, which is doTERRA's proprietary blend. It's a protective blend. You can add it straight to your water or drop it right under your tongue or even put it in a vegetable capsule. It nourishes the whole body, including the digestive system, mouth, throat, liver, and urogenital tract.
And that's any oil just in general, not specific to On Guard. Any oil can be used internally by just adding it to water, nourishing the whole body. Anyhow, I wanted to be very clear about that.
Yeah.
On Guard is another oil that we use internally quite often. Tell us about On Guard.
Yeah, so On Guard is a very powerful blend of 5 different oils: cinnamon, clove, wild orange, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Each of these oils are very powerful individually, and yet when put together, it is just, in my words, magic.
Yeah, On Guard's amazing. You can diffuse and you can use it for cleansing the air. It's something that we run in our house. Anytime we have guests, anytime we have somebody over, we constantly usually have at least 1 or 2 diffusers running with On Guard in it. You can add 2 to 3 drops in a veggie capsule for a quick immune boost. It, of course, supports the body's natural antioxidant defenses. And one of the reasons for that is because of the clove that's in it. If you're familiar with the ORAC scale, clove tops that list. I think there's only 1 herb that comes in above it. That's in its herbal form. When you drop it in its oil form, it's up over 1 million on that ORAC scale. Yeah. So On Guard is very, very powerful, and using these oils internally is also very, very powerful.
I want to make a note in here that not every single oil could be used internally. For example, in the deep blue blend that we mentioned, which is the soothing oil that is for muscles and joints, there is an ingredient. The blue tansy flower, for example, is one that we cannot ingest internally.
Wintergreen is another. There are several different oils that you cannot use internally. So it's really important that you have a firm understanding as to what oil it is and how you can use it. And even at that, if you have allergies, you might have an allergy to a specific chemical constituent in an oil or a series of oils. So you're going to want to make sure that you research that and you check in on that. It's also, I think, important to note that any type of allergy you would have to a food would cross over to its oil form.
Yeah. And also, just want to add in here, you can always reach out to us if you are interested in using oils and want to find out if it's an oil you can use internally. Please do reach out to us. We'll be giving out our contacts.
Just reach out to us on our Facebook page. You guys know where to reach us. The URL is livingahealthylife.today. That's livingahealthylife.today. And we reply to those messages on a regular basis, so please keep them coming. Let's talk about why we use doTERRA essential oils in general. We've already mentioned quite a few reasons, obviously the quality of those oils, but we're going to talk about certified pure therapeutic grade, which is a classification that was created by doTERRA. It's important to note that the essential oils industry, along with beauty and perfume for that matter, is not regulated by any major government agency or entity. There is no scale that's universal. So doTERRA went off and created their own grade, if you will. It's called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. The plants are grown and the oils are harvested in their natural habitat. Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade establishes a standard of completely natural purity. Each batch of oil undergoes multiple third-party testing to certify that purity. And it's basically the purest oils that you're going to find around today. And there are other companies out there that are committed to purity. I just want to make sure that you're doing your homework and reading about that company and truly understanding their process. Another reason why we chose doTERRA is something called co-impact sourcing. And this is really, really powerful. The growers are organized into cooperatives with teaching, training, capacity building, and coordinated services. So doTERRA and their Healing Hands Foundation takes care of the people that grow our products and services. It creates an improved growing and harvesting practice, which achieves optimal oil yield and ensures sustainability. It also involves consistent higher quality oil, which is really what it's all about. the growers receive fair and predictable pricing from a long-term buyer. And this is something that's really important. The Healing Hands Foundation and doTERRA are touching people all over the world. They build wells, they build schools, they run electricity.
Yeah.
They take such great care of the people that grow their oils all around the world. This is something that was very, very important to İpek and I. The last oil that we're going to talk about is frankincense.
Frankincense. This might be one of my favorite oils. Frankincense is really great at supporting healthy cellular function. And when used topically, you can put it on your skin. It beautifies the skin. It also balances mood. And, we use it daily.
Yeah, the general rule in our house is when in doubt, use frankincense.
When in doubt.
It is such a broad oil. Our frankincense is sourced from Oman and Somalia. It's a very difficult oil to get and harvest.
Yeah.
These trees that it's grown from typically grow out off cliffs. Very, very difficult to get to. Again, having that purity is something that's so important to us. But when in doubt, we pull out that frankincense. I put a drop on my face when I get out of the shower, morning and night. Helps with my skin and my complexion. So there are so many different applications for frankincense on a cut, on a wound. Again, the list kind of goes on and on. Do a search for yourself, frankincense essential oil, and see all of the amazing uses for it. Mm-hmm. We want to thank you for hearing us out and listening to us once again. We so appreciate our audience.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us. And you can also find more information on healing oils.
Yes, you'll hear our advertising in the middle of this show. Healingoils.today is that URL. And of course, yes, that's right. I'm sorry. It's livingahealthylife.today, and it's healingoils.love is the hub for our essential oils business. There's lots of tips and tricks and all sorts of great stuff on there. We hope you'll come by and check us out. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to connecting with you at our Facebook page, livingahealthylife.today. With love and gratitude, we sign off today.
With love and gratitude. İpek Design is a collection of handmade accessories crafted with love and intent. I create each unique piece, setting forth an intention to bring positive energy to the recipient. As I design in my various collections, I charge my creations with positive affirmations for abundance, prosperity, and happiness. Please visit my website, www.ipek.design. You can also find me on Instagram at İpek Designs. Remember, maintaining positive energy is the essence of true happiness.
HealingOils.love is the place for doTERRA certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils.
Essential oils have been used throughout history in many cultures for their medicinal and therapeutic benefits. Learn about how you can use essential oils every day to maintain a healthy lifestyle and keep your family operating at its highest potential.
Join our communities on Facebook and Instagram at healingoils.love for tips and recommendations on how you can begin using doTERRA essential oils today.